Hi, I'm Charlie Molnar. I'm a geneticist and I've been teaching biology at Camosun College for 30 years. As a geneticist, I know all my students are unique, and as an instructor, I know they come with their own goals and attributes and experience. Whether you are a student with a clear career goal in mind, or like me, a student who is wondering what in the domain of biology will capture me, Camosun offers key advantages for those students who are starting their post-secondary career or restarting their post-secondary career.
Hi, my name's Brooke Cameron, and I'm one of the instructors in the biology department at Camosun College. One of my favorite things about teaching here is our small class sizes. We're not teaching to large lecture halls with hundreds of students. Instead, we're in smaller groups. That means we get to know your name and your needs and your abilities. And we're not just lecturers either. We're your lab instructors too. That means greater synchrony between our lecture content and lab content, and more face time with your instructor.
If you arrive at Camosun and you need a high school upgrade, that's free. Our tuition costs are about 30% lower than BC universities. We offer a wide range of biology first and second year courses, and they're transferable fully to BC institutions.
And hey, if you need more support, we've got that too. We've got a science help center, biology tutors, and the Center for Accessible Learning to make sure that you are learning at a pace that suits you. So if you're going to take a biology course at Camosun, you're going to know that you're supported and that your instructors are going to try to make you biology believers, if you're not already.
Let me show you some of the cool equipment you'll have to use here in biology at Camosun College. Right from the start, you're going to be using superb microscopes. In microbiology, you'll be learning many techniques for growing, analyzing, and identifying microorganisms. Maybe you've heard of polymerase chain reaction, PCR. You'll be doing that, as well as an assortment of other recombinant DNA techniques, especially in your second year. We have superb new specialized microscopes, especially for things like looking at animal cells in culture. A very cool biofermenter. And the fume hoods, in which you're going to do both plant and animal tissue culture. Let me show you. Just from a speck of plant cells, you can grow a whole new complete plant. These are the kinds of techniques and applied learning you'll get at Camosun College. It's going to give you a leg up to whatever learning institution you go to next.
I'm Brad Nelson. I'm director of the Dealey Research Center at BC Cancer, and I also co-direct the immunotherapy program at BC Cancer. My pathway was long and crooked because I was actually a musician all through high school and just assumed that's what I would do for a career. And got out of high school though, and got a little more serious about what I actually want to do that might actually pay the bills. And Camosun is where I started because I think like a lot of young people, knowing I was interested in furthering my education, but what did I really want to focus on? So Camosun just provided an opportunity to come and try a whole bunch of different courses. I think I ran through every first year course in the catalog, and in fact ended up on biology almost as a last resort because I had tried everything else. And I didn't see myself as someone who was that interested in science, but it was in my Camosun biology class that I fell in love with science. Yeah, what I loved about Camosun was the small class sizes and the contact you have with the profs. And so for me, Ruby Littlepage was a really key figure in my life. She taught the biology class that I took, and I don't know if it's still done, but in those days, like, she took us on a weekend-long camping trip to Botanical Beach. and along with her husband, Jack Littlepage, who's an oceanographer. And so we spent the weekend with these two, highly informed, passionate biologists, oceanographers, and it just opened my eyes to what science really was. It's not just sitting there with the textbook memorizing the Krebs cycle, it's actually being out in the world and trying to understand how things work. So that wouldn't have happened at a larger university, I'm certain of it. So hugely valuable to have programs like Camosun's. We've had a number of Camosun grads come through our program direct from Camosun in some cases, or they've gone on, done university transfer and come through UVic or UBC, what have you. And in fact, one of my star graduate students right now, Julian Smazinski, came through Camosun, and he and I both have the same perspective that our education here is what really ignited our love of science. So now that I'm at BC Cancer, I'm an employer, hiring people. We always look to Camosun to fill our co-op positions, our research technician positions, and eventually graduate student positions as well. My advice to new students would be to really, if you can, give yourself the latitude to try a bunch of different things. And don't give up on school if at first things don't seem to really click for you, but you have a sense that there's something out there for you. Keep trying different things, and you'll know it when you find it. And then just follow your bliss from that point forward.
I know all my students aren't going to choose biology as their career, but I'd like you to hear the stories from some students who've been inspired at Camosun College and to see what they've achieved.
Hi there, my name is Shawn Shortill, and I'm a PhD candidate at the University of British Columbia in the Department of Medical Genetics. I work at the BC Children's Hospital Research Institute at the Centre for Molecular Medicine and Therapeutics, where I study diseases including Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And I use a combination of small-scale cell biological techniques and large functional genomic strategies to try to understand these diseases at a fundamental level so we can begin developing treatment strategies for them. And I first became interested in this line of biology at Camosun College. I think my passion for biology and for genetics specifically really started to develop during my second year at Camosun in courses taught by Larry Anthony, Nasser Khalifa, Jamie Doran, and Charlie Molnar. These were challenging courses, but the material was always connected well and expertly communicated by all of the instructors. And a lot of my peers in these courses are still some of my closest friends today, and that was largely thanks to the study groups that we formed early on at Camosun, and the atmosphere was really conducive to us getting together and feeling comfortable enough to talk amongst each other and with the instructors openly. I developed a lot of confidence in my academic abilities during my second year at Camosun, and I owe a lot of that to the instructors that worked one-on-one with me during extended office hour sessions. I was really surprised by how well prepared Camosun left me for the difficulty of third-year classes. The skills and confidence that I developed at Camosun allowed me to secure competitive research positions at UVic and now at UBC and BC Children's Hospital.
Hi there, my name is Shelby Ash. I'm a Camosun College alumni. I graduated with a diploma in Arts and Science Studies from Camosun College in 2016. After 3 years of adventurous exploratory learning at Camosun. And I then proceeded to transfer to UVic, completed a Bachelor of Science, and I am now an intermediate chemist for a laboratory in Victoria called SGS Access. I found the biology department at Camosun kind of by accident. I went into my post-secondary education after a little bit of time off after high school, not really knowing exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I liked arts, I knew I liked sciences, but I wasn't sure which direction that I wanted to go. And after doing my research, I decided that Camosun would be an excellent place to explore what my passions really were, because the tuition there is super affordable, which means that you can explore without breaking the bank. And it, unlike most big universities that have super structured rigid programs that don't really let you sample courses from other departments very easily. The scheduling doesn't really fit nicely. It's very challenging to take courses interdepartmentally. At Camosun, it's a lot easier to mix and match and try different things, especially in your first year. Camosun helped me start my career in science in a few different ways, but primarily, I think most importantly, it taught me how to build relationships, important working relationships, and by interacting with my professors and building that relationship with them and having the opportunity to build that relationship with them, they were able to provide me with advice and all of this knowledge that they have about the science industry, and they were able to give me super detailed references because not only were they my classroom instructor, they were also my laboratory instructor, so they know how I work in the lab. They know my understanding level. They know my diligence and my attention to detail, which employers really value that information. It was invaluable. That really helped me get my first job in science, absolutely, without a doubt. I will never forget how much every single one of my instructors at Camosun College truly cared and, were truly invested in their students' education.
A lot of our students who enter into our non-major courses have a bit of fear and trepidation to enter into a science course, but others are just eager to expand their curiosity in the subject. Either way, we love watching as our students' confidence and curiosity and fascination in the world of biology grows over the course of our semesters together. We know that not all of our students are going to become biologists, but we do hope that all of our students leave our courses with improved scientific literacy and hopefully a greater fascination for this wonderful world around us. If you start at Camosun, there's no telling how far you can go.